Thailand is known for its beautiful landscapes, unique traditions, and places full of mystery. But beyond the famous destinations, there are still many discoveries in this country that continue to amaze both tourists and locals. From the unique forms of nature to places and animals that seem like they're straight out of a movie, all of these truly exist in Thailand and are wrapped in history and mystery. In this video, we will visit some of the most unique things discovered in Thailand in recent years. Get yourself ready because each entry has a story and details that will surely increase your interest in this country. But before that, please like and subscribe. That means a lot to us content creators. Thank you. And now let's get started. Number 15. Whale Rocks. In the middle of the vast and lush nature of Fusing Forest Park in Bueng Kan, Thailand, there's a site that looks like it's straight out of a nature documentary called the Three Whale Rocks. From afar, it looks like three giant whales floating together on top of a cliff. But in reality, these are three giant rocks side by side, estimated to have formed over 75 million years ago. These are located at the boundary of two forests, the Kalarain Forest and the Dong Chong Pha Forest. If you climb the largest rock, you can see the Mekong River, the fields of Laos, and the vast forests around. There are 9 different hiking trails you can take to reach various viewpoints. On these routes, you'll see waterfalls, various kinds of plants and animals, and of course, the tranquility of nature. But the best part? The view from behind the whale-shaped rock. It's a scene you surely won't forget. Perfect spot for a hiking trip or even a romantic date. Number 14. Half croc, half buffalo. It's like a scene from a legend or a story in comics. That was the reaction of the people from Sisakit province, Thailand, when a calf was born that looked like it was half crocodile and half buffalo. At first glance, you can immediately see its unusual skin. It looks like scales and it has a long snout that resembles a crocodile. But according to experts, it's almost impossible for a carabao to give birth to a true hybrid with a crocodile. The calf's unusual appearance is probably caused by a severe skin disorder. In the animal world, there are many well-known hybrids, like the mule, which is the offspring of a horse and a donkey, or the zorse, a cross between a zebra and a horse. But most of these are the result of human intervention and are often infertile. Even though it's clear that this isn't literally half crocodile, it still became the talk of the town among the locals. Some believe that there might be a strange mutation, while others call it bad luck. Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. Animals like this are rare and truly shocking at first glance. Number 13. Troll monkeys. Just imagine, you're kayaking along the edge of a quiet island in Thailand, and suddenly you're greeted by creatures that look like they're straight out of a Star Wars movie. That's what a group of tourists experienced in Railay Bay when they saw what seemed like a family of troll monkeys, orange-brown in color and resembling Ewoks from the sci-fi universe. Some of them were playing in the shallow water, while others were sitting on the rocks as if performing some kind of strange ritual. But behind this mysterious scene, it was actually a performance art. There was a local group of actors, along with a traveling vocalist, who intentionally staged this kind of show to make it look like a mystical encounter. Even knowing the truth, you still smile because, staged or not, you feel the magic of the moment. 12. Laser Buddha. In Chonburi province, one of the largest images of Buddha in the world stands on the side of a mountain, the Laser Buddha, or Khao Chi Chan. It stands 130 meters tall and was carved using laser technology. The design was made using a computer, then it was traced onto the face of the mountain with a laser at night to make the lines clearer. Once the outline was finished, it was filled with real gold leaf. That's why it sparkles when hit by sunlight. At the foot of the mountain, there is a temple where you can see the monk novices. That's why visitors are encouraged to wear clothing that covers their shoulders and knees. Entrance is free, and you can come closer to see the magnificent view. But there is a clear boundary for how far you can go for your own safety. When you're there and standing in front of Laser Buddha, it's like facing a gigantic masterpiece that combines art, faith, and modern technology. Number 11, Elephant Poo Park. If you think elephant dung is just waste, you'll be surprised in Chiang Mai, Thailand, because here they turn it into paper. Welcome to Elephant Poo Paper Park. It's an open-air eco-park that shows how elephant dung fibers are turned into paper products. The process doesn't involve cutting down any trees, so it's a big help against deforestation, which is a major problem in Southeast Asia. 80% of the paper comes from elephant dung, and the remaining 20% comes from natural fibers like banana and coconut tree bark. No chemicals, chlorine bleach, or artificial scents are used. The color comes from food-grade dyes, and soy-based ink is used for printing. You can witness every step yourself, from washing the fibers, placing them in molds, drying, up to becoming greeting cards, notebooks, or gift bags. It usually takes 45. The tour lasts up to 60 minutes and is suitable for all ages. Aside from the unique education you'll get, you'll also have the chance to take fun photos with the raw materials. 10. Floating soccer pitch. On a fishing island in Panga Bay, there's not enough land to build a football field. But in 1986, the youth were so inspired by the World Cup that they thought of building a pitch that floats on the sea. Using wood and old nails, they built the first floating soccer pitch. At first, it was dangerous and a bit rough, but eventually it was improved and became more stable. Because of the unique training on a moving pitch, in 2010, the community became known because of an advertising campaign by a Thai bank. And since then, it has become a symbol of hope and determination. Now it is already a part of everyday life on the island. After fishing, the whole community gathers to watch or play football on top of the sea. Number 9, Unidentified Flying Object Temple. In the north of Bangkok, you can find Wat Phra Dhammakaya, an enormous Buddhist temple complex that covers 1,000 acres. But the main center of attention here is the unique dome-shaped structure called the Chedi, which resembles a giant unidentified flying object. It was built in 1970 and is now one of the largest temples in all of Thailand, as well as in the entire world. The dome has almost 1 million Buddha statues. 800,000 outside, 700,000 inside. The temple has been accused of corruption and excessive commercialization, which the organization has strongly denied. Despite this, every year, they hold the largest almsgiving event in the world, where thousands of monks and novices simultaneously receive offerings from devotees. When you enter the place, you can't help but be amazed by the sheer scale of the structure. No matter what your beliefs are, it feels like you're transported to another world when you stand in the middle of the gigantic unidentified flying object of Buddhist faith. Number 8, Pai Canyon. In the province of Mae Hong Son, you'll find Pai Canyon, which locals also call Thailand's Grand Canyon. Although it's smaller than the actual Grand Canyon in America, the place is known for its narrow trails and steep cliffs that reach up to 50 meters deep on both sides. From here, you can see the entire Pai Valley and the breathtaking view of the mountains and forests. It's best to visit here during sunrise or sunset, when the surroundings turn golden. Entrance is free, and there are small shops at the base where you can buy drinks or snacks before going up. The first viewpoint is just a 5-minute walk from the entrance. But if you're ready for a more intense adventure, you can take the narrower and steeper paths to reach quieter and less crowded spots. Some areas are dangerous, especially when the ground is wet or slippery. But for those willing to try, every step is worth it in exchange for the almost 360-degree panoramic view. Number 7, Cobra Village. In the town of Bangkok Sanga in Kon Kaen Province, Thailand, there is a community known as Cobra Village. Here, they don't just take care of the king cobra, they even treat it like a member of the family. It has been decades since the villagers started the tradition of catching king cobras from the nearby forest and taking care of them. Now, tourists come to see the shows where men spar with the largest venomous snake in the world. But this is not for the faint of heart. The king cobra can grow up to 18 feet long, and when it attacks, it can raise a third of its body off the ground. Its venom kills quickly by blocking nerve signals in the body. This causes paralysis and death within half an hour, depending on the severity of the bite, since the show started. A handler has already passed away due to a cobra bite. Even so, the tradition continues. More than 170 villagers are certified cobra handlers. For them, the king cobra is not just an animal. It is a symbol of courage and the culture of their town. Number 6. Snake Cave. In a beautiful lake in Thailand called Kong Long Lake, there is a cave that seems to have come straight out of a legend, the Naka Cave, or more commonly known now as Snake Cave. Local legend says a cursed giant snake was turned to stone. Inside the cave, you can see rock formations that look like snake scales. And near the base of the mountain, there's a rock shaped like a serpent's head. This was only discovered recently and quickly became a pilgrimage site for those who believe the legend is true. For some, this is proof of the ancient story of the Naga, powerful serpent beings in Buddhist and Hindu mythology. For others, it's just a natural rock formation made mystical by human imagination. Whatever you believe, there's no denying that the Snake Cave is a breathtaking sight. The details that look like real snakeskin will make you wonder if there might be some truth to it, to the legends told by the elders. On June 23, 2018, a simple walk after practice turned into one of the most nerve-wracking rescue missions in Thailand's history. A 25-year-old coach of a youth soccer team called the Wild Boars invited his 12 players aged 11 to 16 to explore the Tem Luang Cave. They only planned to stay for about an hour, but suddenly heavy rain poured while they were inside, and the cave's passage quickly flooded. For more than 2 weeks, the whole team was trapped almost 2.5 miles inside the cave, while the whole world worried. When British divers found them on July 2, they were all still alive, but far from safe. The dangerous rescue mission took place from July 8 to July 10. Unfortunately, a volunteer diver and former Thai Navy Sea Air and Land died on July 6 after running out of oxygen while delivering supplies to the children. With the help of the Thai military, rescuers from different countries, helicopters, underwater robots, and drones, the entire team was saved. Until now, this is considered a miracle and a symbol of unity among different races for one purpose: to save lives. Number 4. Prison Hostel. Most people try to avoid being jailed in another country. But in Bangkok, there's a unique hotel where guests want to experience prison life without being criminals. It's called Suk Station, and it opened in 2017. Here, guests will sleep in a cell with iron bars, narrow windows, and decorations that look like a real prison. You'll get a prisoner number instead of a room key. The booking process mimics reality, including a mugshot, uniform, and options for solo rooms or shared cells. And if you want a more intense experience, you can stay in a solitary confinement-style room with just a small peephole. But it's not all strictness. There's air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and even a rooftop hot tub. There's coffee and free breakfast in the morning. Most of the guests here are tourists who want to experience the thrill of being in jail without a criminal record. And yes, they have a lights-out curfew, so you can really feel what it's like to be a prisoner. Number 3. Naga Fireballs. Twice a year, there's a strange phenomenon in the Mekong River in northeast Thailand that really gets people talking. On certain days in May and October, you can see glowing red balls of light suddenly rising from the water and disappearing into the air. These balls can be as small as tiny bubbles or as big as basketballs. and they can reach heights of almost 600 feet before disappearing. There is still no scientific explanation for how these are formed. Some believe that these are caused by natural gas igniting, while others are convinced that these are made by powerful beings from legends. In particular, the Naga, a mythological serpent or dragon worshipped in some parts of Asia. Whenever this event happens, thousands of people from different parts of Thailand go to the riverbank to witness it. But for the locals, this is not just a show. It is a tradition and a spiritual celebration that unites the community. Number 2, Scorpion Queen. If you think you're brave because you can hold a cockroach or a spider, just wait until you meet the so-called Scorpion Queen of Thailand. Every day at the Tiger Zoo in Pattaya, you can see her walking around the park literally covered with live scorpions from head to toe. What she's doing isn't just a stunt. She holds the Guinness World Record for staying inside a glass enclosure with 5,000 scorpions for 33 days. While inside, she received 13 stings. Calm and resilient. Amazingly, she seems very used to this kind of situation. Even the tourists are amazed and shout at her bravery. But of course, this is no joke. Some species of scorpions have venom that can kill a person. So if you're faint-hearted, it's better to just watch her from a safe distance. Number 1, Flying Chicken Restaurant. In Bangkok, there's a restaurant you definitely won't forget. Not because of the taste of the food, but because of the way it's served. This is the Flying Chicken Restaurant, where their famous fried chicken is launched from a giant slingshot or catapult. While it's still on fire, it flies through the air and is caught by a waiter riding a unicycle using a long metal skewer attached to his helmet. Once it's caught, it's brought directly to the customer's table, accompanied by applause and laughter from the audience. There are even times when the customer themselves stands up and tries to catch their order. Even though the food is simple, the dining experience here is unique and full of joy. Not only will your stomach be full, but your whole group will also be entertained. Bonus entry number 1, White Temple, the modern masterpiece of Thailand. While most temples in Thailand have histories that span hundreds of years, Wat Rong Khun, or more popularly known as the White Temple, in Chiang Rai, is different and can be considered one of the newest symbols of modern architecture in the country. Built by renowned Thai artist Chalermchai Kosit Pipat in the late 1990s. It is not like the traditional temples with golden roofs and colorful decorations. Instead, the entire structure is white as a symbol of the purity of Buddha, while the sparkling glass embedded in the plaster represents the wisdom of Buddha shining throughout the world. When you enter, you won't just see traditional religious art. There are also modern elements like murals featuring images of Superman, Neo from the Matrix, and other pop culture icons, used as symbolism for the good and bad influences in the world. This proves that the White Temple combines ancient religion and modern art. At present, construction is still ongoing, and it is expected to be completed after several more decades, because the artist adds more details to it every year. Bonus entry, Actor for 2 Railway Market of Meklong, the market in the middle of the railway, a unique scene in Samut Songkhram, Thailand. The Meklong Railway Market is a functioning market that is literally set up right on the railway tracks. At first glance, it looks like a normal market full of vegetables, fruits, and fish. But several times a day, the sound of a train can be heard from afar, signaling that the Meklong train is approaching. They immediately spring into action, folding up the awnings, pulling back their goods to the side, and within seconds, the train passes by just inches above their heads. After a few seconds, they put everything back as if nothing happened. The market has been operating actively since the early 1900s, and only started becoming a tourist attraction when its videos became popular online. This is a clear example of how the locals adapt. In this unique situation, it's a testament to the discipline and coordination of the community. Bonus entry no. 3. Erawan Museum, the giant elephant that houses history. In Samut Prakan, you'll find the Erawan Museum, known for its three-headed giant elephant made of bronze. This structure stands over 40 meters tall and weighs more than 200 tons, making it one of the largest metal artworks in the world. It was built as a symbol of the religion, culture, and faith of the Thai people. The inside of the elephant is not just an empty space, it is a 3-story museum. On the first floor, you will find ancient tools and artifacts that showcase the history of Thailand. On the second floor, there is a more detailed collection of religious artifacts and sculptures that represent Buddhist and Hindu beliefs. On the third floor, a paradise-like room with a colorful stained glass ceiling awaits, representing the heavens and the kingdom of God according to local beliefs. Aside from its architecture, the Erawan Museum is also known as a place of tranquility and meditation, popular among locals and tourists who are seeking a deeper connection to the culture and religion of Thailand. Bonus entry number 4, Samphan Bok, the Grand Canyon of Thailand. In the northern part of Thailand, near the Mekong River in Ubon Ratchathani, you can find Samphan Bok, also known as the Grand Canyon of Thailand. Its name means 3,000 holes, referring to the thousands of small and large pits shaped by the river's current in the rocks over hundreds of thousands of years. It's best to visit here during the dry season from November to April. When the water level of the Mekong drops and the stunning rock formations appear, you can see many different shapes here. There are heart-shaped, star-shaped, and even holes big enough for people to swim in. Aside from the unique scenery, it's great to watch the sunrise and sunset here because the color of the rocks changes from yellow, orange, to red depending on how the sunlight hits them. It's popular among photographers and drone enthusiasts. There are boats for rent that can take you to see the nearby islands on the Mekong as well. Bonus entry number 5, Praia Nakhon Cave, the secret cave with a temple inside. Inside Khao Sam Royot National Park in Prachuap, Khiri, you'll find a cave that looks like it came straight out of a fantasy movie, the Praia Nakhon Cave. It is known for the Kuha Karuhas Pavilion, a small and elegant royal pavilion built in the 19th century for King Chulalongkorn, Rama V. What's unique about it is that every morning sunlight shines through. The pavilion is lit by an enchanting glow from the hole in the cave ceiling. But to see it, you need patience. There's a trek that takes about 30 to 40 minutes from the main town, and it includes a steep path going down to the cave. The cave is filled with lush greenery and stays cool inside, even when it's hot outside. This is a favorite spot for history and nature lovers, and is often used as a background by travel doctors, documentarists about Thailand.